How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another FPL GW video. I'm back from my birthday vacation, and that means completely back to tinkering again and focused on all things FPL. Before we head straight into the team review from Gameweek 5 and team selection for Gameweek 6, I thought, let's change it up and have a bit of fun with an FPL Bingo of Pain, which was done by FPL 420 on Twitter. I'm so curious, how many boxes are you able to tick here? Let me know in the comments below. Personally, and shockingly, I can't tick a single box, and that comes down to massive luck, making a few good decisions, and weighing up the risk in every transfer or move I've made thus far. I say thus far because FPL will always have a way of screwing you over at some point. Anyway, I hope you like this, and now it's time to see how the team performed in Gameweek 5. On the bench, the only amazing thing to speak about is that Ben Foster played his first game of the season. At 4 million, getting in the nostalgic pick of Ben Foster for the Gameweek 1 team was a no-brainer in my opinion. I'm not surprised at all that he started for Watford, and I expect him to feature a lot more going forward. If you didn't start the season with Ben Foster as your £4 million keeper, unlucky! Antonio served his 1-game suspension, and surprisingly, Trent didn't feature in a game where a few people actually captained him. He was ill and should feature in Gameweek 6. In defense, Sanchez was on for his usual either 2-pointer or 6-pointer, and out of nowhere, the lad ended up with 1 point after receiving a yellow card. Luke Squared disappointed me yet again, and Arsenal kept their second clean sheet on the bounce, and my decision to keep Ben White was actually a really good one. The shocker in defense was that Livramento and Southampton held Man City to a 0-0 draw. In the midfield, the King delivered yet again. I trust him with captaincy over any single player in the league, although Ronaldo seems to be hitting very consistent numbers so early on. Jota, Gundogan and Greenwood all blanked, whilst the injury doubt Benrahma started and scored for West Ham. I actually saw him score while sitting at the airport and waiting for my flight. That was a good moment. Up top, if you remember from my previous video, I was tempted to do Lukaku to Ronaldo, but had a feeling that Chelsea would score more against Tottenham than Man United would against West Ham. I was correct with that prediction, but unfortunately for me and many of you out there, Lukaku wasn't involved in a 3-0 win. The logic was there, the decision was correct I feel, but the outcome wasn't in my favour as Lukaku blanked and Ronaldo scored. With saving a transfer, playing 4 at the back and not having Ronaldo, a small red arrow from 52k to roughly 65k with 61 points is definitely a positive. With 2 free transfers in hand, let's move on to my transfer thoughts for the game week. And yet again, I'm likely to do Lukaku to Ronaldo. Some of you may ask, why would I do that since Lukaku has better fixtures from Gameweek 7 onwards? For me though, with 2 free transfers currently, I can use one to bring in Ronaldo, who I feel is a captaincy option for Gameweek 6, whereas Lukaku isn't. I plan on wildcarding in either Gameweek 7 or Gameweek 8, but if I do wildcard in Gameweek 8, I will keep Ronaldo over the next 2 game weeks. For me, the FDR isn't accurate, I feel. Ronaldo against Everton in Gameweek 8 is an easier fixture than Lukaku against Southampton. That's the plan currently. Just by the way, this video has been recorded after all the League Cup games have been played, but before any of the manager press conferences, which is scheduled to begin around 1:30 UK time on Thursday, and then it rounds up on Friday. We'll know a lot more about player fitness and injuries and so on, so I advise only making transfers after we know a bit more. I still have 1 free transfer available, and if Gundogan is deemed unfit, I may move him onto Saar against Newcastle. With that in mind, let's see how the team looks for Gameweek 6. Yeah, I know, it doesn't look too great at the moment with all these yellow flags, but the presses scheduled for today, which is Thursday, and then tomorrow, should clear things up a bit. Trent should be fine, and hopefully Gundogan as well. I've heard though that Luke Ayling on the other hand may not be available, but let's wait and see on that. The only conundrum here is captaincy, And for me, there are only 3 options: Mo Salah, Ronaldo, and Mikel Antonio. In this very moment though, I'm likely going with the king again. Antonio is well rested and Ronaldo looks dangerous. Call me slightly superstitious, but I just don't like captaining a player that plays in the first game, which is Ronaldo. If I feel a bit punty closer to the deadline, I may opt for Antonio, but Salah's and Ronaldo's effective ownership will be insanely high. Remember to weigh up risk versus reward, especially when it comes to captaincy. And with that in mind, weighing up the risk factors, effective ownership, very slight bias being a Liverpool fan, and a bit of superstition, I'll likely be going with Mo as my captain. If I do make any late changes, or if we find out more from the managers or even leaked information, I will post my final team in the comment section of this video, on Twitter and on Instagram, and hopefully that's done before the deadline on Saturday. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe if you haven't yet, and share it with all your mates. Good luck, send me your questions below, and remember to FPL responsibly.